Fett.
Boba.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Boba.
Django. Boba.
Fat. We're back.
I think we got it.
We're back this week.
That was the song.
Book of
sound I
Boba
played.
Fett. No books in this one. This is the ASL sign for book.
Really?
Yeah.
So I just got it right. Just first try. I didn't even know.
Okay. The Book of Boba Fett is here.
I'm so smart.
It is immediately after Mando Season 2, which we recapped last week. If you didn't check that out, go back and check it out.
Where you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
Pear Podcasts,
I think we're on Radio Podcasts.
Banana
or something.
Podcasts.
There's a lot of fruits.
Watermelon Podcast. Okay, let's stop.
We're being goofy.
Boba Fett. He kills Fat Bib Fortuna and says, "I'm the Daimyo now."
Daimyo.
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 Can you say
now.
Daimyo, please?
Daimyo.
I'm the
'Cause that's one of my
Domino's
favorite
pizza
lines
chain
he has on
now.
this show.
I'm
Doesn't
the
have a lot of
Domino's
lines.
now. Boba Fett comes back in and immediately goes, running a crime syndicate's hard.
Yeah.
Nobody likes me. Everyone's trying to assassinate me in open daylight. And so he's like, all right, let's start making deals and let's work together. Incoming threat comes in. The Pike Syndicate, they're like, we're going to continue to sell the Star Wars equivalent of cocaine everywhere. And
No,
like,
they
"Stop
stole it from Dune. It's the exact same name, the exact same thing,
Yeah.
actually.
So Spice.
Spice.
Yeah. Well, Spice is just a noun, so
Yeah.
Well-
so really, they didn't steal it.
it's
But
If
it
anything-
looks the exact same.
It's just Spice.
Spice.
Jackson, what do you expect Spice
Did
to
you
look
open
like?
up a Spice cabinet, look at cumin, and go, this
Dude,
from Dune?
Spices
Yeah.
look different.
Hey, they stole that from Dune. I'm
Hey.
pretty sure.
Dude, you can't tell
Did you
me
buy this from
that
Dune?
lemon pepper looks the same as like paprika, dude.
No one
No
told
one
you that lemon
said
pepper
that.
looked the same.
Yeah,
as
but
paprika.
they look
Anyways.
distinctly similar. Could they be the same?
Anywho.
They could be.
Yeah, that was a
They
good
could be.
question.
Yeah,
That was a
thank
good
you.
question.
Thank you.
Anyways,
We'll do a deep dive one day.
Boba Fett's like, I got to
Video
put
essay.
together a crew to stand up to the Pike Syndicate. And then we're going to write a book about it. That's
We're
what
gonna
they
make a
said,
Disney
yeah.
Plus series about it. That's what they said in the Disney Plus series.
And so it follows him becoming the new daimyo, and also it does in the first few episodes shows how he survived the Sarlacc pit. It's not all just a dream, but is this show a dream come true? Let's talk about some characters.
Okay.
Booby feet.
Booby feet.
They don't call him that in the movie or in
movie,
the
we just wanna
show.
Be very clear. They don't actually call him.
His
Boba
name
Feet.
isn't actually Booby feet.
Okay,
That was a
we
joke.
know everyone.
Boba Fett is back, and he's
Yes.
looking cool.
Yeah.
I love Temuera Morrison, so this is great.
I had one issue with him,
Yeah.
and that was his faces during combat. He had some really angry faces.
Yeah,
and
but
he
you know
just
what?
never changed it up.
That's
He-
good.
Normally, he has a helmet on, so he probably never has to think about what his face looks like when he's fighting.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
And
but
so
then
he's
the
probably like-
ones where he doesn't have his helmet,
Jackson,
he's
think about how you are with your mask right now. Do you like sometimes just walk around and like breathe like with your mouth open?
mask on.
Yeah,
Oh my
peel it off right
Oh,
now.
shit.
Idiot. But you know what I'm saying? Like you make some weird faces under your mask. I'm sure. You
Yeah.
know? You do things you wouldn't normally do because
Yeah.
people can't.
Yeah,
see
I
your
do
face.
smile.
You can't see me.
I do smile to people when I pass by them and wonder if they even know if I'm smiling.
They don't even know who
Smile
you
with your
are.
eyes. It's called smiling.
Smile. That's so stupid.
How do I look?
You look like you're
Ha-
smiling.
You look so confused. Now you look like you're not trying to speak.
Now you look like you're a hostage somewhere.
Now you look like Bane from The Dark Knight Rises.
If I was like that too much,
You look like McDonald's.
would I look like I was like giving you a little half smile?
It looked like you'd be robbing me very politely.
I'm like, hey, can I have your money?
Boba Fett, and he's got the cool new armor, and he's got a gaffy stick, and he looks cool. And Fennec Shand,
Yes, you spelled Fennec wrong.
is it with an I or
It's like
nothing?
Fennec
EC.
Fox.
Oh.
Like literally Fennec Fox.
Well, I don't know what the that is, so.
It's Danan, I'm gonna have to show you an image. It's a really adorable creature.
Boba, boba.
So Fennec is back, and she's just
That's
as competent
transition.
and like hardcore as ever.
She's super cool.
Yeah, she also
We learned a
we
little
also
bit about her tummy tum,
yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Little robot.
Don't want to give too
tummy
many
tum.
I thought it
spoilers
was
'cause
really-
the show ended like last week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
This is also
You know.
spoiler free right now. This whole thing,
It's
we'll
very
get to the rating,
spoiler-free.
and then we'll
Yeah.
go spoilers.
I just think like in general with these two characters, I think Boba Fett's character progression throughout the most of the show, I'd say, was very good, but not what I expected. I'm satisfied with it. I don't really know where it leaves him though.
Mm.
And then Fennec Shand, I think it's just a dope character, and I want to see more.
You don't need character development
That's
for
cool.
someone like Fennec.
She was so cool in the Bad Batch, and she was cool here.
Yeah, it's really
Like,
interesting
it's-
because she's a character
Yeah,
who's live
yeah.
action first, and then voices
then
her own
went to-
animated version
yeah.
of her character.
Very cool. But
Very cool. What? Did you like it?
Overall, yeah, I think the same thing as Mandalorian, where the beginning was really slow, but once they started like getting into the the big picture, I was like,
Mhm.
yeah.
I liked it. I think that people were expecting something that they didn't get, and I'd like to talk about that, but I don't want to talk about it in the spoiler-free section. So personally, I enjoyed it, and I'm like pleased with it. I think it could have been a little bit better in some areas, obviously, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought the random musical number in the middle was that's a spoiler. My
God
bad.
damn it, Danan! You gotta stop spoiling
I'm
things like
sorry.
that.
Yeah, no, but I love Boba Fett. So
Yeah, it was
anything.
Well,
with
okay,
Boba
I
Fett?
gotta complain about Boba Fett. He no longer has his piece. You know,
You didn't like the flap.
He doesn't have. Yeah, he does. He just got like a little just pants now. Well, he's just got pants going on.
He's got pantaloons like
so
a loser.
stupid. He looks so much better when he's got his little crotch plate.
Crotch rocket. That
You gotta get that
Yeah.
crotch. Because what happens now if someone goes "Phew!" right there?
Disney's taking too much from us.
They're taking way too much.
It's these SJWs. They're ruining Boba
First the
Fett.
crotch plate.
The
Now
the
Then
commies.
the entire armor. It's just like
What's going on? Jawas are ruining this country.
so true. So true.
What do you rate this show out of 5 Star Wars cameos?
This rating system doesn't work.
I'm gonna give it a Dengar. What about you guys?
This show is equivalent to me. The cameo that Captain Rex made in Bad Batch, where you were like, "Oh, that's it."
Okay.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
He's making a cameo, baby. He actually probably will in Obi-Wan. I mean,
He
he's
probably,
gonna
yeah.
have to teach Obi-Wan how to become a Force
Oh,
ghost. That was
Force-
the whole plot of Revenge of the Sith. He was
Yeah.
like, "Your old master has something to teach you." That's
He's
my
a
Yoda
Force
impression.
Force Ghost your master is. Ha ha ha.
What was your cameo?
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh yeah. Sorry, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, we literally were just like, oh, Qui-Gon Jinn, that's the plot of this thing.
Ooh,
What
I
were we
just-
talking?
I just get caught up in my jokes. Sometimes I'm like way too funny for my own good. So I just, I'm like, what were we talking about?
Oh, that's
again?
what that was. Okay.
So we got, oh shoot.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
We're just doing what we did for Mando season 1 and 2. We're just gonna go episode and kind of run through it. Any of the characters that we liked showed up. Awesome. Let's just jump right into it. Chapter 1. Stranger in a Strange Land. I love the Tusken Raider storyline of Boba Fett coming back from the Sarlacc pit and everything. Such a cool thing.
And you can see how it changes him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
like
is like some
throughout.
evolution.
Some
and it
character
also
development,
sets
not
up-
evolution.
It all sets up their criminal empire, if that's what you want to call it, on
Yeah.
Tatooine. Like they're like trying to get to know everyone who's there. They have to get all their tributes,
Yeah.
and then they run into problems there.
And you see Boba
Because-
Fett's like, I don't want to be walked up like a big old fat guy. I'm
And
going
everyone's
to
like,
walk on my
"Why are you not-
legs.
You're so stupid. No
And
one's
everyone's
gonna
like,
respect you.
What a loser.
idiot."
He's not
He's not even
500
the real
pounds.
daimyo.
He has legs. What a loser. Should be a fat
Mhm.
slug. But anywho, at the end of that one, we just get introduced to some possible threats of like people like don't like him, and then they got to go talk to a mayor. But
Mhm.
we'll see the mayor soon. Good start, slow start kind of thing.
Yeah, and then they're outside and they're at the cantina or
And then he
whatever, and
blows-
then they get ambushed because
Yeah.
people want to kill him because he's the new daimyo.
Yeah, but
Why
they
wouldn't
just
you want the
fight him.
power?
They have like cool shields, but they just
Yeah.
fight him.
They just fight him.
Why wouldn't? And I know they didn't do it because it would make the fight like 2 seconds. But why wouldn't Boba Fett just like jetpack up a little bit and then shoot them
He
all?
didn't use his jetpack like at all this series.
Fuel's expensive.
He did a little bit. It feels like none of the main Mandalorians use their jetpacks, but all the side characters are like, I'm gonna exclusively fly if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Episode 2, the tribes of Tatooine. More so sand. More so sand.
More sand. We got a lot more sand in this episode.
More
surprisingly.
so the Tuskens than anything else. This episode is
yeah.
kind of
This
like
was
a
the
big flip.
train episode, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But cool.
No, yeah,
Yeah, they started talking. The train first shows up, and then like,
Yeah.
I'll stop the
Yeah.
train, and then we get the
but it's not
awesome
like
meme,
the train episode.
like a bantha.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
that's where that comes from. The best part of the show. It all goes downhill from there. Anywho,
Pretty cool.
that one moves forward. We get introduced to the mayor, and then the mayor's like, no, and then he's gone.
Was it Mock Shais?
I don't know. The mayor.
Mock Shais. There he is.
The mayor's like, I
That
didn't
was-
hire that
Yeah.
assassin
That
to
wasn't
kill
me,
you.
but
He-
you know who is here?
Oh, that's so weird. Oh, what are you talking about, buddy?
Is that this episode?
No.
That's the next episode?
Oh no, it happens at the end of this
Yeah,
one.
that's what I was saying. I was like, you know who's
twin
here?
cousins show up.
The Jabba the Hutts.
And they're like, we want this place for us. And
At
they're
first, I was like, is that Zero the Hutt? But then it wasn't.
and he's
somewhere
like, you're
was.
making my sister upset. And then she's like eating a slug under her like fat rolls. And I was like, this is good.
I like the Hutts.
And then they bring in Chewbacca, but with
No.
black fur, and his name's
Chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum.
No,
Chrysanthemum. Yeah.
I mean, he shows
Yeah.
up and it's cool because that's like a huge like Legends character.
Mhm.
And they're just like, and our bounty hunter over there. And he's like,
Hey guys,
everyone.
I'm
Walks up,
I
Chrysanthemum.
was like, is that the guy?
holy shit.
That's the guy.
Best character of the series by far.
So that was our first cameo.
There's a lot more cameos
Definitely
that come
our
across
last.
this Daimo.
There's no more cameos.
You
No more
keep
cameos.
saying Daimo. It's Daimyo.
No.
But basically, Boba Fett comes back at the end of the episode with a Tusken plot, and he's
And
like, he
and
killed
fucking
Thing, and he was
Danny
like,
Trejo.
What?
He shows up with the Rancor. Yeah.
Is it?
Yes, because
Oh,
like,
oh yeah,
Oh my
yeah, yeah.
gosh, so
It
much
was.
happens, man.
I forgot the Danny
Yeah, yeah, the
Trejo
Rancor.
cameo. That's
Wait,
so
isn't
great.
that episode 3? Yeah, no, that's episode 3,
Are you-
brother.
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
Well,
well,
anyways,
they,
we're on
all
episode
the,
3
And
now.
episode 3, Danny Trejo
Okay,
shows up.
let's just be clear. Episodes 1 through 4, they blend together.
they really
They
do.
blend
I
But
forgot,
in a
like,
good
with
way.
the-
It's kind of like
It's a
one
fluid
long
story.
film explaining the progression of Boba Fett and his character arc, you know?
Yeah, just fluid.
So let's just cut with the episode. Cut with the episodes for now. We'll just say
We'll wait
this is
till-
1 through 4. When we get to 5, we'll say something.
Way to put your foot down with 2 episodes left.
You're welcome.
The street.
Pretty much. Then we learn that there's problems within Mos Espa.
Yeah.
The people are like, we don't have water, and then he's like,
And then this other
"Do you
guy's like,
want a
they're stealing
job?"
my water. And then
Yeah.
they're like, okay, Power Rangers.
Yeah, and then he
Join
invites
us.
the Power Rangers to join them.
I-
A lot of people hate the speeder bikes. I just hate them because they're so slow.
They're not speeders.
But to me, they're more like Vespas. Is
Yeah.
what it seems like. You know, I thought that was their intent, so I didn't think that they needed to be
it kind of
fast.
it strikes me as like that chase in that scene was just like a bunch of people on those little mopeds.
Yeah,
riding
absolutely.
around.
No,
and
but
then
it was
someone
like-
driving
it's
like
like
a
if you grab a
really
bird
slow
scooter.
car. There's a bird chase, and then one guy was like
bird is
pedaling a
chasing,
bike,
like a 2000 Honda Civic.
and it's like on E.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that like the kids, I don't know their names. I'm just gonna call them the kids.
Yeah.
The ones with like the technological advancements, the dude with the eye, the girl with the hand.
Mhm.
They looked modern.
They
like,
did.
They didn't look like anything I expected to
that
see in
was
Star Wars.
supposed to be a reference that Mos Espa is becoming more city-like, and whereas like towns like Freetown are like they're like
Old-timey.
town folk. We're Star Wars, you know, like
Moisture
we're where
farmers.
Luke grew up. We're Star Wars, you know. But then there's like the Coruscant. Mos Espa's becoming like a city like that, I think.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's what they were going for. I didn't like it either personally. I didn't think it really fit, but I get what they're.
I like how
going
they're like, look at all these mods. It's exclusively the guy with the eye and the
Yeah.
girl with the robot.
yeah,
wrist.
and then
I
they
don't-
have
these
like a couple
mods.
other people, but they play no role whatsoever.
yeah, and
Yeah.
half them get shot anyways.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Black Chrysanthemum's like, I'm gonna go kill Boba Fett.
Yeah,
on
Boba Fett's
behalf
having
of
a
the
nice
the
dream.
Huts. His nice dream isn't so nice. It's actually the dream where
All the Tusken Raiders
the
die.
Tusken Raiders got killed by the biker gang, which is sad, but it wasn't actually the biker gang.
I guess we'll find out in a little bit. But and then Chrysanthemum goes, "Wake up! It's a nightmare!" And then he goes and throws him.
kill you.
But it doesn't make sense because if that was really Black Chrysanthemum, he'd just rip off his arms and beat him to death with it.
Yeah, he
But
would.
he's like,
He'd be like,
"Hey,
I'm a Wookiee. I'm gonna rip off
Boba
your
Fett,
head while you're
wake
asleep."
up! I'm attacking you!" And then throws him a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the moderators come in, and then the Discord mods.
Yeah,
That's what they're called
Oh
from
yeah.
now on.
Yep.
They come around, they beat Black Chrysanthemum. He falls in the Rancor pit, and they're like, "Look out! It's gonna eat you!" And then they're like, "There's no Rancor in there, you fucking idiot!" They really
Nice, man.
pranked him.
Yeah, they got him good.
And then Danny Trejo shows up, and
Danny
now he's got a
Trejo's like,
Rancor.
Danny
Here's how
Trejo's a
you
Rancor.
And he's
love
like-
the Rancor.
and he's like,
it was awesome.
Did you know that you can make a cool finale moment with a Rancor? And he's like, I'm gonna do that
I'm
one
gonna work
time.
on it.
Yeah.
You're like,
Don't
oh, so
you
he's
worry.
totally gonna ride
When
the
did he have
Rancor.
the
right?
He's
time
like
to
this.
do that?
This
But
Rancor
whatever.
can actually just beat force fields if
Anyways,
you weren't sure.
Rancor's
Next
being
episode,
force fields.
Boba Fett, guess it, he's back in the back to tank again.
They should
Again.
call
It
it Book of
almost
Back
seems
to
like
Tank.
Book of
Am I
Back to
right?
Tank,
Am I
pretty
right?
much.
Okay.
And he's like, okay, now we're up to present day memories because the Tuskens are dead.
This is the last one with
So, at this point, he's spent 5 years with the Tuskens for Jackson now, because I don't think Jackson knows the timelines here.
I didn't know it was 5
He
years.
has now spent 5 years with the Tuskens, and that's when he meets Fennec Shand. And now the flashbacks are like kind of present day. He goes back and he steals his ship back from Jabba's palace.
which is now called the Spitfire.
Yes, or
the ship.
Fire Spray.
Fire.
Whatever it is.
Fire Spray.
Spitfire.
Spitfire was, I think, the trailer.
Fire
Spitfire.
starter.
Fire Starter.
Spitfire.
Spitfire, I think, is a gun.
Spitfire.
Fire Spray gunship.
Explosive
and
diarrhea.
Yeah, and then he is like, "Oh, Fennec Shand, I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna take you to the mod shop with all the mod people we learned about earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you robot stomach." And she's like, "Oh, robot stomach."
What did you do to me? I gave you a
Yeah.
robot stomach. Are you
He's
not
like,
paying
"You're in
attention?
Star Wars. What do you mean? What did I do to you?
No one
You know this
dies in this
happens.
series.
She's like, you did that without my consent?
You were dead. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know."
were gonna.
He was like, "Best I
yeah.
could do given the circumstances," and I was like, "That's great. She has full functionality. I don't see the
Yeah.
downside here. I mean, maybe some maintenance, but
Yeah, imagine
Probably
if
doesn't have
someone
to eat.
punches her in the gut, she's gonna be like, I'm robot there.
okay, I'm robot.
Robot Tommy, maybe?
A little bit of robot tummy.
And then they said, you got to get a lot of money to buy a Mandalorian. This is just an editor's note. I forgot to hit play for like 3 minutes.
God damn it, dude.
Okay, so
Sidebar, the prequels aren't good. That's a joke for just us. Anywho, the Mandalorian theme kicks up. It's Mando time.
Chapter 5, Return of the Mandalorian. We're on Star Wars the show now, which is,
Not bad.
It's what we like to see.
I like
Bringing
Star
all the
Wars,
characters. I teared up at this one a little bit.
which is odd, but it makes sense.
It's because, they had like all the callbacks to the prequel movies and things like that. But we'll do a quick synopsis. Din Djarin is like, "Hey, I have no purpose anymore. I'm going to go back to the armor." And he has a spear, and he's like, "You got to melt this down and make this into something for
And she's like,
Grogu."
where the did you get it? Beskar
Yeah,
spear?
she's like, "Where did you get that? Goes through our armor, dog." But so do these, but you don't need to know about these.
So is this thing, but
Exactly. And then he's like, "Okay, well, just turn it into something for Grogu. We'll find out what that is next episode."
Can you make? Do you guys
Look,
do?
I got a dark saber.
Do you guys do extra small?
Yeah.
What? Can you
No,
make like?
He's
He
really
whips
small.
out his little dark saber, and then Vizsla. I don't know which one it is. You're right. It's probably like Paz.
Let's
Vizsla.
call him Part.
We'll call him Part Vizsla.
Fart Vizsla.
Fart Vizsla.
Hey,
Descendant of
my
Par
grandpa
Vizsla.
made that.
He's like, "Hey, one of the guys made that. I want it back." And so then they
Said
fight.
that while scratching his
And
helmet.
The Mandalorian was like, "Okay, I'll stab you a couple
And
times."
stabs him in the knees and,
And
goes,
then-
"Great, you win. Did you take off your helmet ever?"
And Mandalorian's like, "Yes, but hear me out. It's not that bad." And she's like, "You're fucking out, dog. You're out of the clan. I
You're out
don't
of
want to
the clan.
see your helmet around here anymore."
You are banned from our clan and Clash of Clans.
You
Have
you didn't
seen
fight in the
that?
clan war.
You
Get
did-
out of
You
here.
did not offer up
Sorry that I
hog
didn't fight in my
riders.
clan war, guys. I was at my dad's funeral. It was really
Yeah.
important to me.
Oh, so
Yeah.
what?
Been
The clan
removed
doesn't
from the
matter?
clan.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, hypothetically, you could still be a Mandalorian. You just got to go to our blown up planet and possibly fight a dragon. But other than that, you should.
There's a lot of conflicting information, by the way, about what happened to Mandalore. I
Mhm.
feel like that we haven't heard the truth because Bo-Katan's like, "Don't believe everything you hear," and the armor is like, "It's gone to shit."
It's all
And then
blown
the
up. It's
flashback
gone.
We saw like it looks like it just kind of got blown up, but like the planet is still there.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't really know. Definitely was a massacre though. Anyways, Din's like, "Well, shit, good thing I got this armor for Grogu made." Fuck, I spoiled it.
And then he goes like,
And then he goes,
"Ah man, what's the
should I
only
do?"
planet in Star Wars? To Tatooine." And
Yep,
then he
gotta
goes,
go get a ship because he doesn't have a ship anymore. So
and
he
then
Oh,
it's
yeah,
that fun
commercial
mechanic
freighter,
lady.
goes
She's
to the
like,
mechanic lady,
"Oh, I know how you wanted a
and she
ship.
has a BD unit,
I'm gonna make you a Naboo starfighter." And
which
you're
was
like,
really
"Oh,
cool.
go really?" And
Yeah.
they just make it, and it looks cool. It's like a
It does.
hot
Cool.
rod.
And it handles really well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big upgrade from his Royal Crest. At least that what I think. I feel like the Royal Crest
The
was
Razor
like
Crest.
Razor Crest. Sorry,
It's okay.
Razor
For now.
Crest was his
For
like.
now, don't do that again. I
Don't
swear
never
to
do it
God.
again, man.
Sorry. Razor Crest was his like baby. You know, it was his ship, and he was reluctant to take the like Naboo starfighter.
He's
but,
like, "But this ship sucks," and she's
but
like,
then it was
"It's because
insane.
you flew a freighter. You gotta fly it like
And
a
then-
starfighter."
and then he goes like,
and he's like,
"Wizard."
"Okay." And then he says wizard,
And that was cool.
which is cool because that's what Anakin's friend said
Yeah. And then
on Tatooine.
the next
We
one.
never leave Tatooine.
He's like, Fennec's like, "All right, I know this is Boba Fett's show, but I'm gonna talk during this entire scene. We got to go do this thing." And Boba Fett's like, "Yeah." He was about to say something, and Mandalorian's like, "I could go help with that." And then Boba Fett just kind of turns and goes, "All right, cool. F me, I guess." And then he's
Yeah.
like, "I'm gonna go see Baby Yoda real quick because this is
Gotta
gonna
go
be
visit
cool."
my pal.
Chapter 6 immediately starts off, lands on a planet. R2D2.
Well,
what the-
actually, it immediately starts off with Cobb Vanth,
my favorite character's
a
back.
really cool fucking character.
Yeah.
Now Mayor of Freetown, not Mos Pelgo.
Bad name. Should have spent more time naming
Should have
him.
been Mos Pelgo. You know,
Should've
you got
spent
Mos
more
Espa, Mos Eisley, Mos Pelgo. Freetown.
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 We're free.
Maybe just rename it something that isn't dumb.
Obviously,
Yeah, I don't
it was
really-
meant to be like they were just a town that was so excited they were free that they made a stupid name.
Yeah, but where
it
were
was
they
a
free
joke.
from? The giant fucking
The
worm?
giant worm, yeah. And then the Tuscans as well. because
Before
the
they called it Wormtown and Tuscan shot
Wormtown,
place.
Terrorized Wormtown. That's what
Yeah.
they called.
Who?
Shot up
No,
Wormtown.
And he's like, "Hey, Pike Spice Runners, I'm the marshal out here. You can't be running.
Look at this
spice."
scarf. That means I'm the marshal.
And he kills them all.
And then
The
he actually pulls
lightsaber.
out the gun and then shoots them.
Yeah.
They're like, "Are
They're
you
like, "That was
miming shooting
weird,"
us?"
And then he kills them. And then he like kicks out the sand. He doesn't want that sand.
He doesn't
Not
want
in
it.
his Tatooine. It'll just blend in with the sand.
Like Dune. Oh shit. Dune takes place on Tatooine, doesn't it?
Dune takes place on Tatooine. Long time ago.
And now he
Fine,
now he
Far,
goes
far
Baby
away.
Yoda. Sees R2D2. Oh, cool. They keep on going. R2D2's like, I'm gonna go to bed. Let these spider robots make you bed. And he's like, okay, this is bullshit.
This is a bench.
Baby Yoda. DH Luke. Way better.
Really cool.
Actually, it looks a lot
Way
better
better.
than
Good.
Mandalorian.
It was shocking how well the de-aging was on Luke Skywalker.
I
this time.
It
thought
was
they were
so
gonna do
good.
the thing where they never show his face when
like
he
it's just the
talks,
back of his head.
But then they did, and I was like,
And it like looked
okay.
good. The
Not
voice
terrible.
was a little.
I think
off.
it was
Yeah. I
synthesized
liked it.
this time.
It was. It was.
Does Luke normally talk like that, where he's just so like enunciated?
But like,
Yeah, pretty much in the prequels. I
But-
mean, in the
but, like,
original movies.
I'm okay with it at this point in time because I think at least I don't really know what direction they're going with here, but I think Luke is supposed to be like a very like I am a Jedi now. You know, like he thinks that like Jedi is like the only thing he can be. You know, he doesn't see the flaws in the Jedi yet, and so I think it makes sense for him to be very flat-toned, monotoned, wise, try and seem much older than he is. You know,
And then they can just cast Sebastian Stan as Luke Skywalker.
They could
and then
do
they
that.
could just do shit with Luke besides having him like stand or like
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
swing a
Well, they
lightsaber.
did have him jump.
I mean, but like think about it. This
They
is
did.
a year's difference in the
Yeah.
technology. So
That's
next
fantastic.
year, the year after that,
It will
we're
start
getting
looking like
really,
Sebastian
really,
Stan.
Really close. They'll eventually get Sebastian Stan in there.
They're just gonna slowly de-age him to the point where he looks like
But
Sebastian
Luke is
Stan.
training Grogu, and there's
Mhm.
some cute scenes where he's lifting up Grogu as they walk, which is
Yeah.
funny. He's more so helping Grogu remember his training, than
Which they
anything.
do. He goes, "Hey, let me
He goes,
just,"
hey, let me tap into your memory.
and he's like, "Oh god, the most
66
like,
traumatic
oh,
experience
First
Three
time
of
we
my
get
Jedis
life."
live action
dying.
clones since Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
And it was an awesome flashback. We saw Barriss, her symbol off to the side. I don't know. There are some cool like details in there. It was Commander Oppo. I don't
Mhm.
know if you noticed that.
I
Jackson.
did. No, I noticed that.
Did
I was
you?
like, holy shit, is that Commander Oppo?
He has an arrow on his helmet because Dave Filoni worked on Avatar.
Was that
and that's
the,
a shout out to
It's a
Appa.
shout out to Appa, Commander Oppo.
That makes sense,
So
actually.
And
there's
he's
the
one of
Order
the
66 flashback, which is really, really cool. I was not expecting to see that during this
Kind of a
episode.
dick move on Luke's end.
Kind of a move. He was like, hey, relive your trauma, bitch.
Yeah.
Hey, remember the worst day of your life?
And then they're like, Ahsoka's like, oh, you can't go see him though.
Hey, Mando, wake up.
Huh?
Oh shit, Ahsoka from last season? Yeah, I'm here now. You can't go see him.
Why?
What? Also, wait, are you just a cameo or like are you fully in this episode?
I'm half in.
And
it.
then
You
they
know, I'm
walk
Rosario
by,
Dawson.
and then Luke's like, "Hey, stop trying to eat frogs."
Look at this, all the frogs.
And then Grogu's like, "Fuck, I can eat all the frogs I want if I'm a Jedi."
And,
And
then,
then he becomes a Jedi.
Ahsoka is like, Mandalorian came by, he brought this, and then Luke is like, hey Luke, not hey Luke,
Hey, Luke,
Grogu,
looking at his reflection.
your dad came by and brought you a very thoughtful piece of Beskar armor. I also have a lightsaber of a Jedi Master
who you have no
who
idea.
you
who it
probably
is.
met him like once or twice in the temple as a youngling, but once again, you were 50 years old and he was 900. So do you want this piece of armor from your dad who you will only be able to see for the next 50 or so years and you're going to live for 800 more after that? Or do you want to become a Jedi now instead of just waiting 50 years? What do you want to do?
Do you want a lightsaber from a guy that you don't know,
Exactly.
Yeah,
or a shirt
it
from your
was-
dad?
It was a,
And
it
then
was
go
a
be back
really
with your
bad
dad.
choice. Because the
But I
thing
think
is
that was
that
intentional. I'm hoping that was intentional. I'm
So that
hoping
way
that Luke was
Grogu
like,
doesn't die.
that Luke wanted, like he knew that since Grogu was going to live for so long, he was like, he should go be with this person he cares about while he still can. He already has the training. He can always come back to this life when he chooses it, you know?
Mhm.
I'm hoping that's what that, like, obviously bad choice on Luke's part was, you know? I hope it wasn't like a, I don't want to teach this kid type deal.
I thought it was like the whole thing was Jedi have to forego all attachments. That was the
It
thing.
is.
And so he was basically saying,
but
okay,
everyone was pissed about it because that's never been Luke's arc. Luke's arc has always been, I'm going to keep with the attachment despite being a Jedi. When Yoda was like, no, don't go help your friends in Empire Strikes Back, he was like, I'm going to go help my friends.
And then he got his hand cut off.
And then he
Didn't
got his
learn
hand cut off.
lesson.
And then when he was like, everyone was like, you can't save Vader. He saved Vader, you know? So he's always been
You think
like,
maybe this is like a trick? Like he's like,
you would think where,
go
yeah,
hang
he'd
out.
be like, when he picks the army, he'd be like, okay, you get to have both because you chose attachment. And that's a good thing to have because it shows you have compassion. But nope, The next episode, he just fucking ships him off.
Yeah.
But before we get there,
We see Cobb Vanth one more time. And
we
you're
see
like, oh,
Cobb Vanth
cool.
one more time, and then we're like, well, who's that?
Who's that in the
Who's that in
distance?
the distance?
Who's that person
big
with
old
blue
fedora?
He's got a big old
skin?
Dave Filoni hat on right now.
Jackson, who is that SOB?
It was I forgot his name
You
already.
told me this.
I
like,
remembered
earlier
his name
today.
then, and now I'm blanking. Cad Bane. Dude, I was trying to say like Cobb Bane. No,
That's
Cobb
Cobb Vanth.
Cobb
Dude,
Vanth.
I actually got
Cad
really confused
Bane.
between their names because there's Cobb Vanth and Cad Bane.
No,
They have
it was really confusing why they decided to
really
have those
similar.
two duel when they have like one letter
Yeah.
off in their
Cad
names.
Bane. Looked really good.
He looked so
So good.
cool. So cool. I have no complaints about his look except just the amount of teeth we see.
Well, that's a complaint, so maybe
Yeah.
think about that.
I have
next
no
time.
complaints except for this one complaint
I think it's
that
just
I
because he's
have.
so old though. He just looks slightly
Well,
different.
that's why his skin's lighter.
Yeah, that's
'cause
why
that
his skin's
alien
lighter.
has, like,
It's
ages
just
like that.
people were like so
Mean.
there was people no, you know what though? People weren't even mean. It was Screen Rant. They made an article saying that everyone was upset about it when no one was upset.
Screen
and then
Rant's always like
everyone
that.
got upset thinking that people were upset, but no one was actually upset.
That's how you breed the Star Wars
Exactly.
fandom.
Pretty much. You just start conflict that
Screen
isn't there.
Rant's just the emperor. It's
So
just like
screw
starting a
Screen
Clone
Rant,
Wars.
Cad Bane, you look great, baby.
Anywho, he got rest in peace, Cobb Vanth.
Rest in peace, Cobb
Yeah.
Vanth.
When that first happened, I was like,
I was like, oh, they just
oh,
killed him.
I
didn't think he
wasn't
was
quite
dead
shocked.
because
And
he
then in the
shot-
finale,
he shot the deputy like 5 times, and then he shot Cobb Vanth once in the shoulder, and I was like, okay, I think he's
yeah, I'm like, oh, he's probably fine. He'll show up and he'll be like slower.
Yeah.
And then in the whole finale,
He wasn't
also here's
there.
the finale.
Yeah.
Cad Bane shot our marshal. I was like,
cold blood.
and I was like, oh,
he's
he's dead.
dead.
like
when
when
you
that,
say cold blood,
when
you
that
think he's
happened,
dead.
I was like, they killed him. I was
By the
very
way,
twisted
I like
by that.
Cad Bane's line where he says Boba Fett was a cold-blooded killer who
And
worked for the Empire. Cad Bane, what did you do, man?
I would have liked it if
What
he's
were
like,
you up to?
well, then what does that make you? The
Yeah.
same
The
thing.
same
Well,
thing,
no,
but I hate that
he's
one.
just trying to tell other people or the people that he can't be trusted. He's trying to like make, because like the whole point was like, okay, who can accumulate the most resources in this amount of time?
Mhm.
And part of Cad Bane's thing was remain neutral, don't help Boba Fett. So he was trying to dissuade people from helping him.
And he did it by killing people.
He did do that by killing a few people. Others he was just like, well, others he just went around and paid them or something.
Yeah. Anywho, at the end of episode 5, the bar blows up. The bar that they went into like 3 times.
Yep.
So then Boba Fett shows up and he's like, the bar blew up. Guess we got to work together. And then Cad Bane goes and talks to all the head bad guys and goes, you got to stop Boba Fett. I know how to get him out.
Mhm.
And then he walks up and says, Boba Fett, hey.
Hey, it's me, Cad Bane. And Boba Fett's like, God, I gotta get out there.
I know, he knows how to get me out there.
So he goes out there. And then Fennec's like, wait, not yet. We choose when we fight. And I was like, that is such a Fennec Shan
And then
thing to
Boba
say.
Fett goes, bullshit. And then walks
Fine, I
back inside.
guess, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, but then they fight right then
and
and,
then,
there
and
anyways.
then it's a finale episode. Everything culminates, big fight between the Pikes, and then he brings in the Rancor, and then
Big
No,
story
you
on
forgot the
speeders.
giant robots.
I was just about to say.
before
Oh,
the
yeah.
Rancor.
Giant. They got new droidekas now, which are kind of cool, like
Mhm.
updated version. They don't roll, but
They
I
don't
think
roll,
that's coming.
But
That's
they
coming.
have force fields, and the force fields are really strong.
Was the Mandalorian not watching the Clone Wars? Is he stupid? They literally gave us a lesson on how to defeat these things. Get up close, go in, and roll something slowly into the shield. I liked in the episode when he was like, "Our kinetic weapons have too much velocity to get through our force fields," and he was like, "Mandalorian, how do you know so much
Hey,
about science right
Shut
now?"
up.
Yeah.
And
Jesus
then-
Christ, man.
No, in the previous
Blue
episode, he's
shield
like,
blocks my attacks. That's
"Is
all I
that a
need to know.
bench?"
What the is up with this blue shield?
Yeah. Like Fortnite. Oh my God.
Apologies for the last 2 minutes of this, but the mic's just.
Danan
cutting
sounds
out.
like Dookie Duke.
Well, we'll try.
We'll talk for most of it. You can just add in some commentary when you really want it to be like amplified. you know?
Facial expressions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facial expressions, sure. I hate his face.
I love his face.
Pretty much, big fight. He rides a Rancor. Speeder bike gang gets into fights. They're not that cool again.
Didn't one of them go on the roof and do something? Wasn't it like not that important?
Never was important.
Okay.
Both of are they Gamorrean guards? They both died, and no one said anything about it, and I'm kind of pissed off. They were
Oh, yeah, they got knocked
the whole
off.
series,
Yeah.
and then they just died.
Well,
Like,
they just get shown being thrown off a cliff.
yeah, you think they're gonna live?
That'd be
think so, man.
funny.
It'd be funny if they did, but I don't think they're going to. Grogu's here, by the way. He came in on an X-wing with R2.
And he showed up at the place with the lady.
Motto.
Yeah. And then she
That's her motto.
delivers it to Mandalorian, and
she's
Mando's like,
riding
why
on
are you here?
One of the things that Padme and Anakin wrote on in Attack of the Clones. Believe it or not, because they're on Tatooine, because they never leave the planet.
Never leave Tatooine.
And then Cad Bane scares off the Rancor. Because he's Cad Bane.
Fire.
He's so cool. Yeah, it's fire.
Yeah,
He
that
knows what
was
he's doing.
stupid.
No, it's like a known thing, and like I'm
Like,
glad that like
Rancors
Cad
don't like
Bane was
fire.
like not scared. He was like, I know what to do. Like
You
it made
shoot it
sense for
with
his
fire.
character, you know.
Yeah.
And then him and Boba Fett have a duel, which was the exact animated duel that was the unaired
Slightly different.
arc. I know, but like he got shot in the helmet and everything. You know, I
He
would
got
like
shot
to
in the
see.
shoulder and then shot in the side.
Did he?
Yeah, he never got shot in the head. Because the
Why did his
was dead.
helmet come off?
Because he threw it off at the end. He said.
Did he? I thought it came off when he hit the floor.
No, he fell on the ground. And
Anyways, he gets shot by Cad Bane, and then
And
Cad
then
Bane
Cad Bane's gotta
comes to finish the
execute him.
job.
Yeah.
And then Boba Fett's like, wait a minute, I'm a Tusken now. And he pulls out his stick, his gaffa stick, and he's like, bah, 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 and he kills him.
And he stabbed
He,
him.
he stabs him, and then you hear it's like,
And then you hear like Daft Punk music. And it's like, better, faster, stronger. And then he dies.
yeah, pretty much. And then they go back, and they won, and Grogu's like, uh-oh, Rancor angry now. I'm Grogu. And he puts it to sleep with his force powers.
And
we're
he
like,
sleeps
oh,
right next to
he's
it.
going to become a Mandalorian Jedi. And the show is called The Mandalorian because Grogu's going to become a Mandalorian and help heal the planet. And he's going to wield the Darksaber. Anyways, moving on.
Is that what you got from that?
Yeah. I could see it happening. Couldn't you? I could see it being definitely like a plot that happens.
Yeah, but then Grogu has to kill Din Djarin.
Oh, not necessarily.
Well, that's true. Someone else kills Din Djarin, and then
No, but I could see like him being like kind of like a counsel to Din Djarin as the leader of Mandalore. So like Din Djarin's like the leader, but Grogu is like his like wise Jedi counsel, you know, and like their like bond is what's able to like heal Mandalore and like heal the religion or whatever.
the real Mandalore was the friends we
The
made
real
along the way.
Mandalore. And then there's a funny haha scene at the end where Grogu's like with his little ball in the little droid hatch, and Mandalorian's like, no. And then he does it again, and he's like, no. And then he does it again, and he's like, okay, but this is the last time. And then he does the hyper, like the super speed, but not like hyperspace, but just a little faster than normal. And Grogu's like, whee! And then that's the Book of Boba Fett.
Wait, end credit scene.
End credit scene. Cobb Vanth is healing.
Cobb
the back
Vanth
to
is
tank.
healing in the back to tank.
And I know that makes Danan happy. Danan, you can say something now, man.
That was
to be
so
that bad.
bad.
That was so much worse than I thought it would be. Holy shit.
Dayton excited. Dayton showed the expression on your face. And there it is, everyone.
Okay. Overall, I think it put Boba Fett in a very weird place. I feel like his character development is kind of set. Not really though, because he went through so much. Like we saw all of his backstory, how he got to this point, but now he's got to decide like, does he want to be a crime boss? Does he want to be maybe he runs for mayor and lets someone else be the daimyo of Tatooine? Maybe there is no daimyo. You know.
At the end, when he was walking through the streets,
He's like, I don't know if I want this.
well, no, he was like, being applauded and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that he could genuinely become like a benevolent leader.
I think that he should just run for mayor instead. I don't think that he should be. There shouldn't be a crime boss that has to be in a position of power there. And I think that's what he's going to come and realize. He's like, look at these people. They're happy I saved them, and I did it not trading spice, you know? So I think I think that's his arc. And all these like fanboys online were like, what? Why isn't Boba Fett just being a stone cold killer and being so quiet like he normally is? And to that I say, why did you want a Boba Fett show then if you didn't want character development? Just shut up.
They just wanted Boba
shut
Fett
up.
to go like hunt some Jedi or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's not what
Not
you're
happen.
gonna get.
Not
with
what you're
this.
gonna get in the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But I think all in all, it was a solid Star Wars show, and I've liked the Star Wars shows they put out so far. Gotta say, pretty good. I still think The Mandalorian is the best Disney Plus show that they've put out so far. You disagree?
Oh yeah, I think this show would not have been much without the Mandalorian.
No, definitely not.
Because it's like a continuation and also a like well, yeah, it's a continuation and it like expands on what was already in Mandalorian.
I think what people misunderstood about this show, and it was also kind of confusing originally when they announced it, because Kathleen Kennedy back in 2020, 2020 December, when The Mandalorian season 2 finished, they said that The Mandalorian season 3 was coming out 2021, but then it was turned into the Book of Boba Fett. So everyone was like, "Oh, it's its own thing." But I think it was just intended to be a book about Boba Fett within the wider story of The Mandalorian. You know what I mean? That's why it was also chapters like The Mandalorian is. It's like a novel that fits within The Mandalorian's like greater story, but it's not necessarily its own story, if that makes sense. It kind of just, we were introduced to Boba Fett, so they wanted to give us his backstory and then be like, and now here's the story you already know, which I'm okay with. I kind of liked where they took the show.
No,
I got
good.
more excited each week, and I think that's a good thing for a show to do. I think it was kind of a rough start, though. A bit of a rough start.
Yeah, I binged it all in a day, so I didn't have that like week to week thing. But agreed. It was a good show. I think Danan, give your thoughts on the camera right now.
You can go ahead and say one word. You get one word.
Good.
Oh, it didn't even come through. Okay.
Right. Danan got 0 words at the end of the day.
Danan said good.
But thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you very much. We
we'll be back to review the first big video game movie of the year,
Uncharted, starring
Uncharted.
Tom Wahlberg and Mark Holland.
Take care. See you next week.
This has been Roomies Talkin Movies.
Sleep well.
I'm Camden.
I'm Jackson.
And that's Danan.
I'm David.
Bye-bye.